let's just sew whatever. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make the Gallivanter Passport Wallet by Sewgnar patterns. I added some applique to this because I couldn't just leave it plain. I think it's super cute. I used Sew Fuse Plus with a knit fabric. It worked great. I think this pattern is super cool. It holds 2 passports, cards, you can put your boarding passes in there, etc. And it is super quick to make. Nicole also has a video, so be sure to check out her channel as well as all of her patterns. They're all linked down below. But yeah, enjoy. So I am making a couple of changes, but only in a fun way. So I'm adding a little name tag here. If you look at the card slot section, the piece for it, the way it sits, I thought the nameplate would look most fun in that direction. So that is how I'm going to add it. I'm just going to sew it down really quick into place. I'm doing this first so that it doesn't impede with anything else that we have to do. And then I am appliquing a knit fabric onto the exterior, which I'm really excited about. So I'm pulling my threads to the back so that they don't fray. Got that stitched on. I'm using a glitter vinyl. This is one that will be coming to my website eventually, and it's got a microfiber backing. It's pretty cool. So I've got that on, and then on the front piece and on the passport pocket, passport wallet, passport pocket section, I'm going to be adding this. So I interfaced my knit fabric with some Sew Fuse Plus. The knit fabric won't fray, and if it does, it's just going to get like the slightest fuzzy edge, which I'm totally fine with. So I'm attaching it to my front panel here and that back card slot. So all I'm going to do is I'm using a stitch length of 4. I'm actually going to go to 3.5 and just going really slowly around the edge. I used a little piece of double-sided tape to hold this into place. You could also use some, what is it called? Heat and Bond for this. I would still recommend interfacing whatever it is you're attaching, but the Heat and Bond will glue it all together, and then you can applique stitch around. Initially I thought about doing a reverse applique, but I think it would have been way too much work, and this print was so large that it wouldn't have mattered. So I was like, well, I'll do this. That'll be fun. I'm sure, like the Purse Pal and the Pocket Pal, stuff like that, you could figure out a way to make it with a woven fabric and just kind of like fold over the edge, or maybe even sew pieces right sides together. So yeah, that's pretty cute. And then when I fold it in half, that's the front, and then the snap placement. Look how cute. For this tutorial, I want to remind you all that Nicole of Sewgnar also has a YouTube channel and a Patreon as well, where she goes in depth more with classes, etc. But she has a video tutorial on this as well. She is the creator of the pattern, so if you're looking for the expert, it's going to be her. I do not work with cork very often. I am using cork for this pattern, as well as a little bit of that vinyl, as I mentioned. What's nice is literally, like, nothing is interfaced. So there's that. And then the pattern itself is only about 10 pages long. And some of that is pattern pieces. However, within the beginning of the pattern, she lists everything that you can just cut out. So even if you don't have a printer, you could definitely make this pattern. Or any of Nicole's patterns, really. Okay. I may decide to edge coat this, but I'm just so impatient. I have trouble waiting for it all to dry, so I'm not sure if I will do that. Okay, so there's that piece. So I'm just gonna trim that. I'm gonna burn the edge, or burn those down so they don't go anywhere on me. I can leave this one because you're not going to see the edges. Okay, I am working on my snap tab now. I only have 18mm magnets on my website, and I don't have 14mm, which I think is maybe what the pattern calls for, but I do have this teeny tiny, I think it's like an 8mm. I don't know, but it's a super strong, super thin magnet. I may have gotten it from like Purse Supply Depot years ago, or maybe somebody random on Etsy. And I was using them for my minimalist wallets. So it's the teeniest, tiniest little snap. I'm gonna go ahead and sew these pieces together. I think instead of the angular piece, I'm gonna kind of make it a little swoopy. I like a little swoopy tab. You could also use the like embroidered snap tabs that I see so many people using nowadays too, if you wanted. But I'm just gonna sew a little bit longer around the outside edge. And then I'm going to trim up the excess, making it nice and even. And then you can edge coat this if you would like. And then any of these fuzzy bits on the cork, Nicole just uses a lighter on. Make it nice and even. So that is the tab. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. I don't mind. And then I'll go ahead and place the other portion. Oh. It's like, is it gone forever? Gone forever, goodbye. Oh well, too bad. Bye, Rocco. If you want to interface to reinforce your magnetic snap tab, you absolutely can. So yeah, there is that. Okay, now we're going to attach our zipper to that box. I am using a number 5 zipper tape, so I did cut my zipper box to be a little bit bigger. It should be about 1/2 inch. And I'm going to lay that in place. Using double-sided tape. And then I'm going to sew around the outside edge. And then when I get to that last part, I'll bring my zipper pull in. And then I like to zip it back up, hold my zipper tape and pull my zipper pull out of the way, and then finish off that stitching. I'm going to pull my threads to the back and trim the excess zipper tape. Come on. Okay. And then I'm gonna light those threads so they don't fray. Okay, so I have placed my snap tab where it needs to go with a little bit of double-sided tape. And then for the passport wallet, I'm going to just top stitch down one side. Or yeah, for the passport wallet pocket. I'm not sure which way I want it to go. This way. So this is mostly just for looks since it is a raw edge anyway, but it will also help prevent any stretching should that occur. So there's that, and then this is in place with a little bit of double-sided tape. So now she glues it all together, the lining and the exterior. I have some Fabri-Tac glue, but it is rough, so I'm not gonna do that. It's very, very old. I'm gonna use double-sided tape because that is my love in life. Just gonna use a little bit at the top and around the edges, and then we're gonna sew those pieces together. Guess if you think about it, glue is a lot faster because you don't have to sit there and peel it. It just hurts my hand to squeeze it all out. And alternatively, I think you could, yeah, that's how you say it. I think you could even use clips to hold it all together as well. So I'm gonna line up my edges. My zipper pull was kind of keeping me from laying it all flat, so I'm gonna flip it to the right side. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I did want to add a little D-ring or just a little tab that I could clip a wristlet strap to if I wanted. So I thought that might be kind of nice to put on the back at the top. Maybe. Well, yeah, that would be fine. I don't have a D-ring here, but I know that my snap hooks will be able to fit through that no problem. So I'm just gonna lay this little piece here. I don't think it's big enough that it's going to interfere with the pattern itself if I never use it. Wow, that is a strong little magnet. So here is the shape of it so far. It's so cute. All right, so now we are going to sew along the top edge. Although I guess I have mine backwards in a way. Do I? Because no, I don't think I do. Okay, I'm gonna sew along the top edge. I'm just doing it in another, she has it, I'm watching her video while making this video, so there's that. Yeah, this is my top. we want to stitch our coin pouch boundary line, which is part of the pattern piece. So you're going to transfer that and sew that so that, you know, your coin pouch only goes so far. I've got that marked out, and I will sew down that side of the lining. Oops. Oh, that's cute. One thing I did on the card slots was I took the card slot piece and clipped it to my vinyl piece here, and I punched the holes out, and then I just took my rotary cutter to match up the holes. So I thought, I don't do a lot of these, but I thought that was pretty, that made it easy. Like I just needed to slice through to the holes to match them up, which is exactly what Nicole did in her video, so I was just watching that. Also, just saying, wouldn't that hole punch be pretty sweet if it were rainbow? All right, so on the back of our card slots, we've got tape below each line and then one piece above it. I used a stronger double-sided tape because we're not sewing above that line. And so I am actually using a scrap of Sew Fuse Plus. It was just sitting there and I was like, why wouldn't it work? So I'm using it with the non-glue side to touch the cards. I'm gonna start sewing down below that line. And make sure you backstitch at the beginning and the end. And then pull those to the back. Come on. I know it wants to, but it isn't. Okay, so using the accordion fold template, you line it up with the line above the one we just sewed together. And fold our card slot piece up and then stitch below that second line. And pull our threads to the back. And then I'm just going to really quick, I have a bunch of cards here. I'm going to test it out really quick. Okay, yeah, that fits like literally perfectly. Yay, okay, cool. I don't know why card slots like this, I'm always like, well, I'm gonna mess it up. So what we're gonna do is, there's the next line. I'm gonna lay this right underneath it. You can see there's that line. We're gonna fold the interfacing up. Hold that down, flip it away, peel up that tape, or add a line of glue, whatever suits your fancy. Whatever suits your fancy, is that? I don't think that's how you say it. And then we're gonna sew underneath that third line. I'm just Like, once you understand how these work, you'll get it. I'm telling myself this. Telling myself and you. Oh, I should not have peeled that tape. Just made my life a lot harder. It's okay. I just won't push down on the paper. Whew, I did it. I did it. Okay. And then we're going to sew that there. And from what I've found in Nicole's videos is she actually uses like a landscaping fabric for her card slots that's really thin, but will hold up well. So that's pretty cool. And then I think for this piece, you just kind of fold it up. Is that how that works? Is there enough room? There is indeed just enough room. Friggin' perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna fold that down, lay this piece under that line. Okay, so the reason I was having issues is because I gave myself way too much of a seam allowance here, so it took away from here, but it still works, so that's good. So now we're going to grab the card slot back piece and line up the top edge and the side edge. So where your card slots go in, that's the side. This is more or less the wrong side. This is the part that will touch the exterior fabric. So what we're gonna do is top stitch there. Okay. And then we're going to grab the passport wallet side pocket, which is not this one here, and line up. Oh wait, I did it wrong. You want to top stitch the top. So this becomes another little pocket situation. I don't mind that I've top stitched it wrong in a way. I mean, it's not right. We're not ever going to top stitch it, but not right now. Now we're gonna lay it onto the back pocket piece. Lining up the side and the bottom edges like that. And now we're going to top stitch that. So I started from the top of the pocket on the back and went all the way down. So you can't tell I top stitched it twice, and this is for me. I don't care. All right, so now we're going to take our cash slot piece and top stitch whatever the bottom is for you. So just gonna run a line of stitching along that bottom edge before we start to lay all of our pocket pieces on top of it, which I'm so excited about. Look at all those colors together. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to clip everything together along the cash pocket, and you're going to line up the top edges. So there will be a little bit of a gap down here. So the top and the side edges should all meet up nicely. I'm not gonna glue it or anything. I'm just gonna clip it, and you can see the way she's done the back card slot piece reduces a lot of the bulk throughout here. So I'm loving this so far. So now we're going to top stitch along there. The edge that we've lined up very nicely. I'm adding a little bit of a back stitch at where my pockets connect. Oh wow, thanks Bobbin. Not today. That's a nice edge. Okay, I was like, am I out of pink? Please tell me I'm not out of pink. Now we are clipping everything together. This gap part is going to be at the bottom of the wallet, so keep that in mind. And the lining does not fit flat into the exterior, so keep that in mind. So what I'm doing is lining up the bottom edge of the pocket, not the cash slot, and then folding it a little bit so that the side edges of everything will now meet up too. And the top there. Just gonna give a little clip here. And then if you were to lay it flat, you'll see that gap. We're gonna get rid of that by clipping along the bottom, but then folding it up. So like I was saying, you're gonna fold that kind of up to clip into place. And then you'll probably need to shift where you initially clipped, but you just want to make sure that you get all those edges lined up. Move your zipper pull out of the way if need be. And since you're not going to be top stitching through this part, it'll kind of help everything sit nicely. So you can see it opens and closes. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love it. All right, so now we're going to top stitch. I'm going to do it from the exterior so I can line things up nicely. I'm gonna add some heftier clips just in case. Yeah. I feel like if you wanted it to be a clean one run top stitch, that would be possible. You just really want to make sure. No, I don't know, because those are the same size panels. Okay, so I'm going to top stitch until I get to that side piece, and then I'm going to back stitch, and then you can kind of push that flat. You can feel that you're not sewing through that little cash pocket. Make sure that your edges don't shift, and then I can feel I'm starting to get to the other pocket. So I'm just going to add a little back stitch for reinforcement and continue on. And reinforcing my snap tab, and then back stitching. Ah, so cute. Pulling my threads through. Yeah, I'm not going to add any edge coat. This is just for me. But that's, oh wow, that feels super nice. The way it all sits together. You've got this zipper pocket here. It is raw edged on the inside, so keep that in mind. And then you can add bills into this spot, or your boarding passes, etc., which I will definitely be doing. I'm always losing GD boarding pass. But yeah, it's so cute. Got some spare threads here. Just take a lighter to it. So this was super fun to make, really quick. I would love to see if you guys make one. Definitely check out Sewgnar's patterns if you haven't before. And thanks for watching.